Hello, it's Colette. I'm going to do a wee bit of fun. It's called the intuitive tag, and if you wait to the end, you'll see who I tag. But I could tag all of you if you've got a channel. This is the intuitive tag, and the questions are about intuition, etc. So it's kind of probably more of a get to know me thing. But there's 15 questions, so here we go. The intuitive tag. One, share your first paranormal experience that comes to mind. Oh goodness. Well, you know I've got my memoirs out, Memoirs of a Clairvoyant. Paranormal. I mean, paranormal. I think it would be when I was about 5 or 6. I remember the house we had was like a council house, and from the living room through to the kitchen, it had a little hatch that people passed plates through and stuff. It was really, really handy. And in the living room we had a big radiogram with 2 seats either side, and I knew when I was a wee bit lonely or tired or whatever, if I went and sat on the right hand side seat, that my sister Isabel would come and sit in the other seat, and I could talk to her and play games with her, but just more sitting, talking. The problem with that is my sister Isabel had died before I was born, but she was my playmate. But I knew if I went to that particular seat that she would come when I needed her. And I remember she came and sat, so I was looking over, I was chatting away to her and she was chatting back to me, and it was lovely. You know, although she'd passed, she was still my sister, because I can remember her being around me lots of times. But as I was having a wee laugh and a joke with her, I got distracted and I looked up and I saw that the hatch had been opened through from the kitchen, and my mum and dad's faces were like that, looking through. And the two of them were just like, because they were watching me speak to my dead sister, but all they could see was an empty chair. And I remember thinking, oh, they look really scared. So I kind of sort of stopped the conversation, and that was that. But I still knew I could do it, but I tended to do it after that when I knew maybe my mum was upstairs or... But yeah, that was, I must have been about 5 or 6. I think we moved into that house when I was about 5, and it wasn't long after that I realised that there was a place where Isabel would come if I called her, but there was a place that she liked to come, and so I think that was my first paranormal experience, although I know that White Storm was around when I was young as well, but that's more of a blur. So that's my kind of first paranormal experience. Number 2, have you ever had a premonition? Well, kind of, if you think of it, that's been my job for the last 20 years, is really having lots of premonitions, because theoretically that's what divination is. You're having premonitions, and you're allowing tools of the trade to help you with the premonition, in that you're pinning it down to a core time or different things. Premonitions, loads and loads and loads. I remember one time my first husband saying he wanted to go to a country on holiday, and right away I was like, no, we're not going. And he was really wanting it, and he went as far as like trying to book the tickets and everything. And just before we went, there was civil war erupted in the country, and we didn't get to go anyway. So those are the type of things that I would help. I use things like that in my day-to-day life. I'm not silly anymore. Years ago I might have ignored the odd premonition, but now if I'm getting a whacker like that, I'll be like, no, we're not doing that, or no, I don't fancy being there at that time, or whatever. I've had premonitions of passings. I've had premonition of my dad's passing. I had premonition of my mum having an accident with a train track when I was 10, and that's in the book as well. So I had to rethink all these things to try and remember them. And thanks, just putting in here, thanks to everybody that's still promoting and buying Memoirs of a Clairvoyant. It's been out 10 months now, and I don't think it's gone out of this top 100 supernatural books in all that time. In fact, most of the time it's been the top 30. And you don't know how good that is. It's a lovely feeling to know that people at this stage are, seeing it, or they've been recommended it, because word of mouth is great for books, or gifted it as presents. So a lot of the premonition stuff is in that book. So yes, I've had a lot of premonitions, and in a way, giving accurate premonition for another person is what clairvoyance is about, really, isn't it? Clairvoyant readings. When did you get your first tarot or oracle deck? Oracle deck, oral deck. What deck was it? My first tarot deck was called Tarot Balbi. It was in Spanish, and it was kind of a cubist deck, and I think I got it in 1986, 85. I know I was in my kind of early to mid 20s anyway. The first tarot deck I had held was a wee boyfriend's when I was 14. But I think it was just, I remember that being Rider Waite, and been quite fascinated by it, but I felt a big kind of a weight of it, as though maybe it was going to be far more important than I ever realised. But my first tarot deck, I was going past a wee shop in seaside town Ayr in Scotland, and this little deck called me. I was like, and I said to the chap, can I have that tarot deck, Tarot Balbi? And they said, do you read the tarot? And I said, no. And they said, well, that's maybe not the best starter deck. You would be better with maybe Rider Waite, because even the cards are in Spanish in it, Spanish deck. And I said, oh, that's okay then. And I walked out, and I got about maybe 15 steps along the way, and the cards in the window were going, no, come back and get me, come back and get me. So I did. And I learned them more, because the little booklet was in Spanish as well. I've no idea why, but I learned them kind of from what I got from them, and then bought a few tarot books, and was like, oh yeah, right, okay, yeah, I get that. So yeah, Tarot Balbi. It was actually a cute wee deck. I don't think it was scenic though with the suits. I really don't. Right. What element do you connect with the most? Oh my goodness, I've got dirty glasses today. I'm an earth sign. Well, I'm on the cusp of earth and air, Taurus, Gemini. But I'm a very earthy person. I'm very Taurian, and I'm very practical in my approach to things. And I'm theoretically an earth sign, and I love everything, garden, baking, cooking, looking after people. But I love the water. I'm more connected to water as a place to be. I love swimming. Well, I used to love swimming. I don't really get to do it now, but I love swimming. I used to love swimming in the sea and wild swimming as such. And when I was younger, I was a distance swimmer. So yeah, I love it. And I love sitting beside lakes and burns. Where we live, we're very, very lucky. There's a couple of rivers, and just a wee bit up the road there's a wee burn, and it's very pretty as well. So yeah, I like water. Water is an element that I would say spiritually is what I'm connected to, but kind of in being here. I'm an earthy person, so maybe a bit of both. But if you gave me the chance to be in water or to be on dry land, I would be in water. Number 5, do you believe in fairies? Of course. Why wouldn't I not believe in fairies? I've seen them. There's a country park around where we are that has a fairy ring, and it's absolutely beautiful. Fairies are, like we've got this aspect of beautiful little winged beings or whatever, but they are elementals, and you know, in my opinion, they're quite mischievous elementals, and the ones I've seen, to be honest, looked more like the air sprites or fairies that were in Pan's Labyrinth. If you've ever seen that, that's a stunning magical film, one of my favourite of all time. And the fairies I've seen have been more akin to the fairies, the quite big-ish, almost metallic-looking creatures. They're mischievous. They know what they like. They like to be honoured as well. So, yeah, I believe, not only believe in fairies, but I've seen them. And it's a bit like when people say to me, "Oh, I'd love to see an angel." I'm like, "Would you?" Because I've seen a few, but one of them I was left like as though, take me away now, because it was so awesome. It was huge. So, you know, like, watch what you ask for, because these, you know, beings and these elemental creatures, elemental spirits, okay, we put them in storybooks, and you know, we make them wonderful for little children, but when you're an adult, you need to know that they're not really they're more things of Hans Christian Andersen, and you know, there's a wickedness that can be there if you don't show them respect. So yes, I have seen fairies, and I do believe in them. Do you prefer the moon or the sun? From a ritual point of view, from a prayer point of view, oh God, that's so odd. I'm sort of mixture of things, because I very much use the moon energy a lot for prayer, for intents, but I also honour my spirit guide with the paths of the sun. So I'm likely to honour him at the solstices and the equinoxes. But when I'm doing ritual, prayer, etc., it's the moon. So I think I'm a moon person, to be honest. But I do honour the sun as well. It's a bit balanced, isn't it? But, you know, in the sort of culture I've been brought up, the moon is feminine anyway, and I'm feminine in this life. So, you know, yeah, I'm a moon person. But I do honour sun energy as well, particularly for White Storm. What is your favourite crystal or stone? I can't just have one. If I had to have one, it would be citrine. Everybody knows that knows me. I adore citrine. It's a confidence giver. It's actually a very nice earthy crystal, because it can ground you when you need to. It can make you feel good about yourself. It can give you the energy of, I can achieve this. It can be a bit cocky stone, but its whole energy is about self-belief, about your own ability to harvest your own life and to attract abundance in all manner, whether that be friendships, family, love, financial stability. Citrine's beautiful. Where spirituality is concerned, fluorite, particularly the one that has a lot of turquoise and purple in it, almost like the striated one. So if I just had one, it would need to be citrine. But I've got so many crystals. I might show you. I might do my top 10. Would you like that? Me to do that? This is why I like this, and this is what it's for. I could add it to my book with all the other ideas and things you've been sending me. So if you would like top 10 crystals of personal ones, let me know. Can you see spirits and spiritual beings? Yes, I can. I see White Storm. I've seen deities as well, which again is in the book, which is a bit awesome again. I've seen angels, I've seen deities, I've seen higher guides, and spirits, family spirits, and I've also seen elemental spiritual beings. I've seen earth elementals, I've seen water sprites, ondines and salamanders. Seen a little person. I'm very, very honoured in this third eye of mine's seen many types of spiritual beings. Sometimes I can pick up orbs without a camera, or I can pick up that there's an energy about, and then sort of more focus in on it. So I've been very, very honoured in this life to see quite a broad spectrum. Now, there might be millions and millions of other spiritual beings out there I haven't seen, but I've seen quite a broad spectrum of what I would call huge spiritual beings or energies, right down to our normal family beings that go over and come back. So yes, and I'm not afraid. I've lost my breath a bit with some of the deities and the angels, but that's just been that's been a bit of awe mixed with maybe a bit of fear to begin with. But I'm not scared of elementals, and I'm not scared of spirits coming back. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do my job all these years. Right. Would you rather be able to fly on a broomstick, breathe underwater, make things grow fast, or control fire? Actually do make things grow quite fast anyway. Goodness. If it was just for myself, reading that just now and all the big fires going on in the US and Europe, I would be like, I want to control fire, but that's just because I want to do that because they're out of control. But taking me away from that, if it was a skill just for me, it would be breathe underwater. So I could just swim and not bother about breathing, and I could get right down far. Some of the things that you see that are lower down in the ocean, aren't they actually weirder than things that are up here? I used to watch some of these things, but then when they start going deep down, miles and miles down, where the creatures are just like lights, and they're crazy. But yeah, I find that all fascinating. So yes, I'd want to breathe underwater. What is the animal totem that you feel most connected to? My animal totem is mountain lion, and mountain lion or panther. And yeah, I'm kind of very connected to big cat energies. Although I'm a doggy person on earth, I really, really am connected to the stealth of the big cats. And what they can teach us, and I've been very, very happy with my panther. I'll not say her name because she's mine, and you don't need to know. And you should keep yours to yourself too. Not that you've got one, but the friendship and the names between yous. Right, the number 11 is, what is your first animal spirit totem? My first animal spirit totem was actually the panther when I was a little girl in that house I said that we moved into when I was about 5. I used to sort of run up the stairs and I would hear something snarling behind me, almost like at my heels. I used to run up the stairs, and I could hear it. I could hear this and and this horrible animal behind me, and I used to get very scared and go round and settle down and get my breath back and know it was round the stairs. And it was never problematic going down the stairs. It was always going up the stairs, and I always ended up with skint knees because I tried to get up the stairs so quickly that I would fall and hurt my knees. And I think after months and months where I was terrified going upstairs, I actually got to the top of the stairs and turned and faced it off, and I saw this black panther, and it just stopped. And that the Bolshie Colette come out, and once I'd shown that I'm done with you frightening me, mate, this is not happening anymore. We became kind of friends, and it wasn't 2 years further down the line that I realised that she was my spirit animal or totem. So I knew her from quite a young age, and she's beautiful. In fact, the last house we were in when I was doing readings, there was a couple of clients actually saw the panther. Some of them would be sitting, and one girl said she was looking at me just after I'd given her a reading. I was taking her out to get her bag, and she looked over and she said, I've just seen the hugest black cat. Do you have a black cat? And I was like, no, it's okay. And she said, no, it's there. I said, don't worry about it. It's just an animal, a spirit being, they're saying. And she was like, oh. And then one woman knew exactly what she was because she could see her from her third eye going in and out and in and out. And so it's not just me that's seen my animal totem. There's been a few people that have seen her too. And I think that's lovely. What I mean is she showed herself to those people. It's not just about seeing them, wanting to see them and seeing them. Your spirit animal's got to be prepared to show themselves to you and other people if so be it, So yes, definitely Panther. Tell us about your first spirit guide. First spirit guide and main spirit guide's always been White Storm. He came when I was born. I was born not breathing and in a kind of very difficult situation, which is in the book if you want to know about it. But I just called him Nindian Boy because that's, to me, was Nindian Boy, Nindian. Just obviously maybe I'd watched Cowboy Nindians, so he was Nindian Boy because that's all I knew him as. And he was around me growing up, and then in my teens I was like, don't like you, go away. And when I was at uni it was like, I don't want this, I'm becoming a scientist, go away. And then he just was there when I actually needed to find my path again, and he told me his name, which is Ichamna or White Storm. And there's no problem me saying that because his name is everywhere now. It's like in the books, it's on videos. He's actually had animals that have been called after him, that maybe the families have had something nice from him in a reading or whatever, and have gone on to call maybe animals after him, and that's lovely. So his name is known, and I want his name to be known because he's been my guide for so long, and he's amazing. He's a fantastic guide. Quite brutal and blunt at times. He keeps me right. But no, he's been my main one. I've had other spirit guides that have come in for a small time, but it was made quite clear that White Storm was letting them in for a wee while, and he would still be overseeing it. So I think he's a very, very highly evolved spirit guide. He gets a lot of respect from other guides that have come, and also spiritual beings that will maybe walk with him. So yeah, I say he's some guy, but he's an amazing being. Do I feel more connected to the stars or the earth? Probably the earth, actually. I mean, I look up at the stars and I like the stars, but I don't look up and say, oh, I should be there, rather than here. I love the earth. I love what I feel. I love the smell, petrichor, the smell of the rain on grass, and I love the smell of if it's early in the morning, that beautiful smell that you know, the moss on the trees, and then sometimes the cattle's poos is disgusting, but it's still all part of it. It's absolutely lovely. So I feel very connected to the earth. I feel earth energies. I get upset when there's earthquakes or bombs or whatever. I feel the earth. She is my home, and I'm happy with that. What is your preferred method of blessing or cleansing? Sacred sage, particularly Californian white, used to cleanse the aura or a house, or tools of the trade or crystals. Always use Californian white sage and a feather fan. So I do that a lot. I think we should all be cleansed at least once a week. You do it yourself. I've got a video on it. I'll try and link it below. Yeah, I will. I'll try. If I don't remember, someone say it in the comments. What colour do you feel most spiritually connected to? Blue. But it's blue. Blue. But it's blue. Oh dear, it's a bit much actually, but I love the sort of deep blues, almost lilac-y blues or turquoisey blues. I do like purple, but no, I adore blue and lilac-y blues and cobalt blues, and oh my god, aquamarine blue. Wow. Yeah, I'm daft about blue. You know, I've had houses where I've had family members saying, you're going to paint that other room, would you mind not doing it blue? And I actually go out my way to try and get other colours when I'm painting a room like this. Used to be my reading room, and now it's my studio. But it's a lovely, lovely light pink colour. And I actively had to move away from blue because the bathroom's blue and the kitchen's blue. So I do know that I could wear all blue, paint all blue, have blue around me. The laugh though is that my wee sis, she's into purple and lilac, and you know, our houses are completely blues or lilacs, and when we go out I'll wear blue and she'll wear purple, and it's always the same, so much so that she made plant pots for us and painted them, you know, like fun plant pots with faces on them for me to grow flowers out as hair. And mine has got a turquoise blue dress with little sandals, and hers has got a lilac one, a purple one, and they're so sweet. But again, anybody coming into the garden knows which one's Susan, which one is me. It's so funny. Love it, absolutely love them. At the moment, I might try and get some photos, but they've got sunflowers growing out their head, and they look hilarious. So, yeah, so that's the last of that tag, which was a bit mad. It is a tag. If you want to do it and you don't have a channel, why not just do it? And even post your answers, write them down in the comments below. I'd love that. I really would. If you've not got a channel, how about doing them? Yes, give yourself a wee think about things that will help you. It'll help you understand where you are, and it'll maybe help you pin things down. So feel free, if you want to share, to just do the tag and write it. But those of you who've got a channel, please do it. And I specifically tag Sunny at Wayward Sun and Tina at the Grimoire of a Modern Witch. That's my two tags. So, but everybody else who's got a channel, I tag you as well. And if you've not got a channel, well, I tag you as well to write it for me in the comments. And I don't care how long it is. I will love that. This getting the conversation going will certainly make me feel a wee bit more alive after a wee bout of illness. So humour me. So it's been lovely doing this tag. I fair enjoyed it, and I look forward to getting some feedback on it. So many blessings. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and if you want to support my channel, there's a link where you can buy me a wee coffee, and it goes straight in my PayPal account, and then I go buy coffee or ice cream, but mainly coffee. Bye now.